Guys, what's up? Welcome back. I am just about to put out my travel prep vlog. So it's kind of crazy that it's already week two of me being in Korea, and I have been loving it so far. By the time you're watching this, my week 1 vlog will already be out, so make sure to watch that if you haven't. So far, been obsessed with these. They're like little mini circular breads that remind me a lot of Twinkies, but better. I like them better. So don't mind me while I indulge. A couple observations. So last week on my first day, I said this in my other vlog, but a couple girls just randomly stopped me and started talking to me. Were asking me a ton of questions, and they started it by asking me where something was, and I was like, I don't know anything about this area. This is my first day here. And I kid you not. Okay, so I'm going out with one of them tonight, actually, to get some barbecue. I'm so excited. We're gonna have pork belly. I'm so excited. I went out to get some cash exchanged, and it's just down the road. It's just down the road. And I kid you not, I was stopped 3 times, no less than 3 times, by Koreans that just wanted to talk to me. I am not used to this. I am very introverted. I'm like, I guess I'm good with people, but I definitely prefer being alone, and I wouldn't like go up to talk to someone unless I had a really good reason normally in public. So I was so caught off guard. Like when the 3rd time happened, I was like, no way, no way. I'm like, I'm not kidding. I know it'll sound like I'm making this up, but I'm really not. And each time they were saying like, you look so comfortable, like you look like you know the place. But it was so funny. I was like, this is not happening. So that's what I've experienced so far. That's kind of cool. I feel like, I mean, I've always kind of felt this, and that's why I wanted to come. There's something about Korea that is just very like me. I don't know. It's hard to explain. That's why it's hard to explain to people why I love Korea so much, like why I wanted to come. But I feel like this is so telling. There's like some connection, you know what I'm saying? So that was a very interesting experience. I guess now I know if I'm lonely and I just want to talk to someone, I just have to go outside. I just have to go outside when it's kind of busy out. I'm really excited for tonight. I just had to have a quick snack because we're not meeting until 8:30. So I got hungry before then, but that's what's going on so far. Sundays, got no school, got nothing going on. I was just doing homework, figuring out the laundry situation in my building. It's kind of interesting. We have like a rooftop laundry area, so that was interesting. I wanted to make sure that I knew what was going on up there, and there is a spectacular view from the top. It is really breathtaking. I think that the city is so beautiful. And then of course I'm going to finish editing and uploading this video. Hopefully I'll do all of that today, but sometimes there is technical difficulties, like right now. Oh, look at that. Looks like it failed sharing, so you know, that's just a bump in the road. It's all fine. I just have to do it again, and it'll take a while. So that's super fun. But if I have my way, yes, I'll have that out by today, and hopefully that'll kind of be the schedule from now on, getting this stuff out on Sunday. But I'll let you guys know how my little night out goes. It's not gonna be very glamorous. I'm not into like clubbing or drinking or whatever. It's just like, let's just eat, let's just be together and talk and have fun and not dress up super crazy. So that's kind of my ideal night out with friends, just chill. So I'll let you guys know how it goes. My first time having the pork belly barbecue. I'm so excited. You have no idea. I love meat. I love meat. If I had my way, I would just eat meat. I don't know. There's too many amazing non-meat food options, but yeah, meat is just will always be my favorite. So it's very exciting for me. I will give you a very detailed description of all the different palette adjectives. I'm already doing so well. I'll give you a very thorough description of what it's like to eat some authentic Korean samgyeopsal. Right, so it is now Monday, so good morning. Another week. Last night was really fun. I had to do some train travel, which I've been kind of getting used to since being here. I haven't had to do it a ton, but enough where I'm kind of getting used to the system. So that's a relief because it's kind of complicated. But my friend took us to meeting like her other friend. Like she had me meet another Korean friend. She took us to, it wasn't a restaurant, it was like house type thing where like a bunch of people were gathering to all like enjoy Korean barbecue together, and so that was really fun. I got to kind of experience like more the authentic like home cooked Korean barbecue, and it wasn't just at a restaurant, and it was delicious. It was delicious. If you've never had Korean barbecue, you ain't living. I wasn't living before. Now I am. So now I am going to get ready for school. This is what I do every day, although I woke up kind of late. I usually try to wake up at 7:30, and today it was more like 7:45. no, 8:15. That was like a complete lie. I meant 8:15 because I feel like that just gives me the ample time that I want to get ready, make breakfast, eat breakfast, walk to my school, and then if I have free time before I need to walk to the school, then I do Bible time. That's kind of like the best time frame I've discovered, but since I woke up kind of early or kind of late today, I'm thinking I'll probably just eat breakfast and go. Currently it is almost 8:45 and I try to leave the house at 9:30 because class starts at 10 and I want to get there early. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna go ahead and make me some breakfast up in the shared kitchen. So let's go do that. I'm really surprised it's not raining right now. The forecast said it would rain and it rained all week last week. So I had to wear shorts like all week last week, even though I like wearing pants better. I did not like wearing pants when it's gonna rain though. So it is 9:45. I usually try to leave a little bit earlier than that, but I think I'll still make it in time because we're having class in a closer building. So I think we're gonna be fine. Hey guys, I'm back after the day, but I'm still in the same spot, so it's kind of funny. We, after Korean class, had a class lunch together. Every Monday we have that where the teacher and the whole class go somewhere and eat together, so that was really fun. We had bibimbap, very yummy. And then it started absolutely dumping rain, like dumping, right as we had to go walk to the dance studio, so that's like perfect, that's perfect. Where's she going? And my shoes got absolutely soaking wet. It was like I was walking in a river. And then we had music class and then we had dance class and it was so awkward being like I kept on like taking off my shoes and putting them on again being like, oh, I really can't wear them. Oh, but then it's like really slippery. It was fun. It was fun though. And then after that, some of the people from that class and I went to the convenience store and got dinner and stuff. And I got some of this. This is called Milkis. It's like a Korean, very popular Korean like carbonated drink. It's like a creamy carbonated drink. It doesn't actually taste like milk. When I first heard that, I thought it would like actually taste like carbonated milk, but it doesn't. It's just like a cream type of thing. But I really like it. I just now tried it. I just tried it last night. That was my first time trying it, even though it's like a really popular drink. And I really liked it, so I yoinked some of these. I'm gonna put it in my mini fridge and then crack this other one. Because now it's time to do homework. I'm gonna drink some of that and then eat some of these custard cakes. I do still have homework to do even though it is past 8. Mondays are my longest day. I am going to go ahead and settle down and do my homework now. Okay, so I'm a little bit slow. I'm just a little bit dumb. So I just remembered that I already did my homework. So yay! It's a good thing. It's a good thing that I remembered. So yeah, I did it before my dance class. So phew. But now that means I can just like chill and read. I'm still reading this book, Destroy the Day. It's the last book in the Defy the Night series by Bridget Kemmerer. And I'm actually like really liking it. I'm really liking this book. The last book, I liked it, but I felt like it was a little bit of a waste of potential. Like I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. It was still like good. It was probably like a 3.5, maybe 4 star, like somewhere around there. But this one, I'm like really invested in everything. I feel like the author has done a really good job of making me emotionally connected with all of the characters, and I really care about all the things that they're doing because there's 3 POVs in this one, and it's kind of like the 3 main characters, and I care about each of them. Like I really care about each of them. Like the emotional payoff is definitely there. I feel like the author has done a really good job of making the emotional payoff actually feel satisfying, which is a relief because the other series that I read by her, the last book totally dropped the ball. Like it really dropped the ball. Like the first 2, I'm talking about the A Curse So Dark and Lonely series, Curse Baker series, I think is what it's called. The first 2 books were pretty good, but the last one was like, I really didn't like it. I was like a 2.5 star. Like I really didn't like it. It was boring. I felt like the climax was just so bad. There was this an entire thing that the whole book and whole series was leading up towards, and when it came, it was so dumb. It would like was resolved in a second. Like it was just really stupid. So I was really annoyed by that. But I'm so glad that I'm liking this so far because it is the finale of the series. So I'm glad that this author can write a finale. It was just that one time that really sucked. I am looking forward to tucking in and reading this. If you do not know anything about the Defy the Night series, it is, the way that I think about it, Whoa. The way that I think about it, it's just like my favorite thing about it is the writing, because it's like really, really easy to digest kind of fantasy. Like if you've never read fantasy before, I feel like this would be a good one to start with because the writing is so digestible, but it's still like well done. It doesn't feel like a middle schooler wrote it. Like it's still really good writing. It's just like very easy to understand. So I really like that about this. But then also the romance dynamic is very cool. Like this trope, I don't want to say it. I feel like people sometimes over explain tropes and it almost like a spoiler. Saying the tropes feels kind of spoilery to me, so I'm not gonna say the trope because like something happens maybe like an eighth of the way through the book that completely changes like everything. And so I don't really want to say what that is, but basically it's like dual POV between this girl and this prince, and the girl is working to distribute this medicine throughout the kingdom because there's like a really bad sickness that's going through the kingdom, and she's helping to distribute the medicine because it's really expensive and sometimes like the peasants and like the lower class can't afford it. And so she's kind of like working to like steal it and distribute it to people. And then the prince is the obviously the king's brother, but he's also the king's justice, which means that he like exacts justice. He's like very brutal and like all that stuff, and so like a self-loathing kind of man where he has to do these horrible things and he doesn't want to, but now that he's like weighed down by the guilt of all the things that he's done kind of vibe, you know. I kind of like that dynamic, honestly. But yeah, that's kind of like the two main characters, the two POVs, and then with the second book there's another POV that's added in. Yeah, all very interesting. I feel like there's just so many layers to it that I really enjoy, and it's definitely still YA because I feel like it doesn't reach the level of depth of a adult fantasy, if that makes sense. It's not like crazy, it's not crazy like layered, like I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it. Maybe like if you read both maybe you understand what I'm saying, but it's still like really good. Like I definitely recommend. The first book I gave 4 stars, second book like I said 3.5, and this one's probably gonna be like a 4.5 or something because I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, I'm really excited because I'm just gonna go ahead and settle in and start reading.
Also, just another quick addition, I feel like sometimes the simplicity of a story like this is really refreshing because you don't always need such a layered, extremely deep story in order for it to be a good story, and I feel like that is definitely shown through this book and this series because it is very well done, I still think, even though it is not reaching the depth that I would normally find in the adult fantasy section. That's why I love still picking up young adult, even though adult fantasy is my favorite genre.
Oh my gosh, it's getting late, but I really want to finish this book. This is crazy. This ending, oh my gosh. I need to know what happens, but it's getting so late. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna keep reading. I have 10% left. I have to know. Oh my gosh, this is not fair. What is happening? Oh my gosh, this is, I was not expecting. I need a second. I was not expecting this. Oh my gosh. Ugh, that is not cool, man. Well, it's raining really hard right now. I need to go clean the tear stains off my face, but I finished it. Done with this book. Wow, that's really loud. That's really loud. I'm sorry. Yeah, probably gonna give it a 4.5. It was really good. Really good, and it made me cry, so immediately that's gonna give you a high rating. Really good. I would definitely say it's the best in the series. Really enjoyed it. Next book, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I'll let you guys know. Morning, guys. Oh, I did not want to wake up today. I stayed in bed until 8:30. The jet lag is gone, but that means that I'm no longer able to just spring out of bed at 5 a.m., so that's fantastic. Luckily, I'm not hungry, which is back to normal because usually I don't really have a breakfast because I'm just not hungry in the morning. If I don't have to eat breakfast, that would definitely save time and maybe I could wake up a little later. So that would be really nice. But it is 9:15 now. I've just been getting ready and watching a new video from the channel. Do you guys know Cups and Thoughts? I really like her stuff because it's like very cozy, and there's a lot of like hobbies that she documents, like reading, annotating, keeping a reading journal, anything cozy. Like this one time she built one of those. I actually don't know what they're called. They're like little buildings. They're like aesthetic Legos. I don't know, but I've been watching her stuff because it just like is really chill and really pretty. So I definitely recommend check her out. It's raining again. I cannot wait for it to stop raining so I can actually wear pants. I don't like shorts. Shorts are nice after I've been trapped in pants for like 6 months, but I also don't want to like wear them every single day. But it's been raining every single day. Yesterday I was very thankful that I was wearing shorts because when it started absolutely pouring, everyone else who was wearing pants got their pants absolutely soaked. Hey, what happened to your pants?
They're really wet.
And so I was like, I'm good. The skin dries and clothes take forever. Yeah, I usually like the rain. When I have to walk somewhere, I don't like the rain. To walk pretty far in the rain, but we can do it. Guys, when I tell you this has literally never happened to me before, of course this would happen in Korea, but I was just walking to class, just walking to school, and a Korean guy asked me like, just where are you from? I'm just walking, and he's like, oh, where are you from? How old are you? Then he was like, oh, where are you going? And I was like, oh, to a Korean academy. He was like, oh, I want to hear your Korean over lunch. I was like, I have a boyfriend. He was like, oh, okay, thank you, bye. That has literally never happened to me before. I think I have heard that is more common in Korea, to like just ask out random strangers. That was so shocking. I was just like, oh. It's the first time I've had to turn someone down and being like, sorry, I have a boyfriend. Because people just don't ask you anymore in America. I don't know. It was an interesting experience.
So after class this day, I went to have lunch at Popeyes, and I know, ew, Western food in Korea, but I was craving it, okay? After that, we went on a very exciting school trip, which required us to take the train all the way across the city to 1 Million Studios, which is very exciting because if you do not know, it's a very popular dance studio on YouTube and on social media. And the amount of people in this class was actually staggering. I think it was over 50. I would not be surprised. But we learned a choreography to Sorry by Justin Bieber, so that's pretty fun. And I took a picture with the teacher. So if you know her, I met her. Read on the way back home on the subway, and that was pretty much it.
Alright, just got back from a pretty long day. It was fun. It was a fun long day though. Managed to get myself some convenience store kimbap. So I'm just gonna chow down on this. I'm glad because I just was able to get some reading done on the subway. So that was really nice. I started From Blood and Ash, which is a very famous, you know, like romantasy series that I've never read before, and so I kind of wanted to get my take on it. So I started that and don't really have a whole lot of a grasp on what's happening yet. It seems like a pretty cool world so far. I am like 10% through. I think I'm 11% through, so definitely not far, but I just started today in between things. I'll definitely read some more of that tonight because I finished my homework and everything, so I'm probably gonna shower after I eat this and then get on that. That'll be a pretty chill night. I need it. It was a tiring day. Guys, I just killed a mosquito against the wall and it was full of blood. That has never happened to me before. Now there's like a blood stain. I tried to get it out. I tried to get it out and it didn't really work, so now I have a weird blood stain on. That was a shock. I thought I was bleeding, but no, it was a mosquito. That was traumatizing. Okay, now I know a little bit more about what this book is about. So our main character is named Poppy, which is short for Penelope. It's not Penelope, it's Penelope. We gotta keep our main character's names unique. So it's about her, and she has a special ability to feel other people's pain, but also like ease other people's pain. So that's kind of interesting. And the way that she got that was she was bitten by these creatures called the Craven, and they're like these creatures that are kind of like a big problem in this world because if you get bitten by one, you become one. So you kind of become like a bestial man-beast creature that drinks blood kind of thing, I think, from what I can tell. If you get bitten by one, you become one, unless you're like chosen, like a special person. And in that case, if you get bitten, you get powers, basically. This girl got powers, so I don't really know the story yet of how she got bitten, but she did, so that's very interesting. And there's like this whole system of like kind of deities, and since she got chosen, she's now like an important figure and she's gonna ascend. They haven't like fully explained, and I think that's kind of good because if there's like a complicated system going on, it's good to like gradually introduce it, but they haven't fully explained exactly what ascension is. I think it's kind of like if you read Crescent City, kind of like the drop where you become immortal and you just like get cooler. I don't know. It also means that you're like now dedicated to the gods. Like you can't really make your own decisions anymore. Like you kind of just become theirs, and so she's really not looking forward to it, but she has to do it because now she's like this chosen important person. That's kind of where we're at right now. It's really not what I was expecting. It's a little bit more unique than I was expecting because from what I could tell, it's very like cliche. Like the way that people talk about it, it's just like a cliche romantasy, and I can see like in some ways how it is, but the ways that it is, it's like I don't really care. Yeah, it's a strong female main character. Okay. She has a special ability that makes her different from everyone else. Okay, that's what makes her interesting. I would rather read about that than someone who isn't special. So yeah, I don't know. So far it is not very cliche. Definitely not as cliche as I thought ACOTAR was at the beginning. Fun fact, I did not like the first book of ACOTAR because of how cliche it was. It was making me cringe everywhere. By the time like the ending came and then the second book, I was starting to like it, but I thought that it was really cliche at first, like really cringe. I'm not really getting cringed out yet. yet. I'm only 15% through, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep on reading this until I fall asleep, and I'll see you guys in the morning. I forgot to film an intro for this morning, but it is Wednesday, my dudes. Let's go to class.
한시 아버지께서 뭐 하세요?
Alright guys, I have a test tomorrow, and something interesting about the way that my school is doing things is that you can kind of just hop in the class whenever you arrive to Korea, and if there's stuff that they've already gone over that you haven't learned yet, you just gotta like learn it on your own. So I have a lot of things to learn on my own before tomorrow. Tomorrow is the test, and I have 4 chapters that I haven't done that I need to do by myself. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of studying. But luckily I have my milkis, I have my 7-Eleven kimbap, and I have my prayers. Let's just dive in. Okay, I'm done with studying. Took a little nap, if you can't tell. Now I'm gonna settle down and get some more reading done. Yeah. Yoinked this from the convenience store, so I'm gonna chow down. Yeah, I was just kidding about the reading thing. I just kept studying. There's so much to do. I didn't know our test was today, or tomorrow. She just said it today, that it was tomorrow. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I would have been studying more because I have had time, but I didn't know how soon the test would be. But anyway, I kind of committed to meet a friend today, not knowing that it would be a huge study day. So I'm gonna do that anyway, because I don't want to cancel. I would feel really bad. So I'm gonna do that. I don't really know what we're doing besides eating together. I think she has an idea of where to go, but we're gonna go do that. So this has been interesting. So I went to meet my friend, but apparently I went to the wrong station. Apparently there are 2 stations named the same thing, and I went to the wrong one. So then I tried to backtrack, but then Korean trains are so annoying because sometimes they just stop. They just like stop in the middle of their route and they're like, okay, we're done for the night, everyone get off. So that happened. And so I was going to just like, by that time I was so late that I was like, let's just postpone. Like, I feel so bad for making you wait. I don't even know if you can hear me. It's just so loud. But I felt so bad for making her wait. And so I was like, let's just postpone. I feel so bad. And she's like, no, I'll go to you. You stay. And I was like, okay. And it's been like 30 minutes and I'm like waiting for her. And at this point I just want to go home. Like, I wish we'd just done this another night. I just want to go home. I have a test tomorrow. I need to wake up early. Well, that certainly was an adventure. I'm still sweating from all the walking. The place that we went, it was like someone's house. It was like, I don't know if anyone lived there, but it was someone's house, and like they had friends there. They were all Korean. So I got to practice a lot, and they were also practicing their English on me. But I had some really nice Korean stew and all the different like Korean like side dishes and stuff. It was delicious. It was also someone's birthday. I was like, I did not know that I was crashing someone's birthday party, but it was a bit too late by the time I got there, unfortunately, so I didn't get to really like stick around and hang out, but they did give me some cake to take with me. That's so sweet of them. I'm definitely gonna eat that at some point, maybe not tonight because it's like past midnight. We had to like hurry to get to the train station because it was so late, and like the buses don't run late, but the trains do, but we had to take a bus to the station, so we had to definitely walk fast. It was really fun, and kind of want to do that kind of thing again because that's the sort of environment that I would like to learn Korean in, where it's just a bunch of like people that are friends that are just like talking like normal speech, you know? I learned a lot just today about Korean culture, like so much. For instance, they don't even call each other friend if they're not the same age. Like, I didn't know that. I double checked so many times to make sure. Wait, you don't even call each other friend? They're like, no. I was like, so you two aren't friends? And they're like, no. I was like, wait, actually? Because they have like these honorific terms that have to do with like, they kind of sound like family terms, and I did know that, like 언니, 형, 오빠, like all those ones, but I didn't know that they didn't even call each other friend if they weren't at the same age. So that was interesting. Yeah, learned that. So now I know that those people that I've been calling 친구, those people I've been calling my Korean friends, I should actually be calling them Korean 언니. Yeah, so that was definitely interesting. But I am gonna go to bed because I have a test tomorrow and I need to be bright for that. I'm gonna go to bed. See you guys tomorrow. It's test day. Pray for me. I did the test. It actually went pretty well. It was just like a listening and speaking test, and she was like asking simple questions. I had to answer the simple questions in simple Korean, so it wasn't that hard. Definitely still had to use my brain. Like, still, all the grammar is so different from English that I have to like double check, triple check something before I say it. But on the way back, I just stopped at a restaurant, had some really yummy tteokbokki with kimbap. That was delicious. I'm probably gonna go there again at some point because it's really close to my house. Now I'm doing homework, and I will probably indulge in this cake. This birthday cake from last night while I do homework. I have very little homework to do, so I'm very looking forward to resting after that test and doing some reading and probably some editing, so I'm excited.
Is it just me, or are all characters named Victor really good dads? Or not like good dads, like more like just really interesting dads. In this one, there is a guy named Victor, and he's definitely like a father figure to the main character. And there's also Serpents, the Wings of Night. What was his name? Victor? I think his name was Victor. It began with a V at least. And then in Vicious, I know he's not a dad, but he kind of became like a father figure to this one girl. So it's kind of funny. He's like girl dads all named Victor that are all interesting. Not all of them are like fantastic, but they're interesting. Also, may I just say about this book, so I'm farther now. I'm like almost 50%, 46% of the way through, and I mean I'm liking it so far. Like, not a whole lot has happened, but if the writing style intrigues me enough, or it like keeps me engaged enough, then it doesn't really matter if not a whole lot of like plot points have happened. And so far it's checking out. I'm liking her writing so far, honestly. At first, I was a little bit annoyed with the main character because she was being so rebellious, but then the leaders started to piss me off as well, and I was like, dude, she's not rebelling enough. I don't know how she can stand it at all, honestly. Like, you know that the author is doing their job when you feel this amount of rage for people that don't exist, but like, wow, I hope that they get their just desserts. Let's just say that.
You hear that? That's the sound I want to hear when I'm reading. Perfection. I was gonna go eat, but this is just, I can't not read like this. After I read, I promise I'll go eat. Now I'm at 52%. Still liking it. Still don't really see what the problem is, why everyone hates this book. It's the weekend. Yay! I'm so happy. We're done with classes for the week, but I just got a bunch of stuff at the 7-Eleven, and check out what I got for less than $10, okay? Main course, okay, we got some Cajun style chicken with rice. Probably pretty decent for like microwave food. I got two, not one, but two cans of this delicious milkis. Love that drink. 2 candy bars because I get a sweet tooth very often, so I need 2 just in case. And then for my treat at the end of the meal, they apparently sell these, and I've been craving chocolate soft serve. It's very specific, but I know that I know of a place that I could go to get chocolate soft serve, but it's expensive and it would require me being around people alone and feeling like a loser. So I kind of don't want to do that. So this is the solution. So I'm very happy. I got all of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items for less than $10. Meanwhile, in the US, this would have been like $30. I feel like it would have been a lot. I'm going to go warm this up for myself and enjoy a nice quiet evening of reading and eating. Being alone. It sounds like heaven. Okay, I just want to go on record and say that there were some things about this book that I had the wrong idea about. I just want to go ahead and say that. Like, I thought that she had gotten her abilities from her incident with the Craven, and that wasn't true. Apparently she was born with the powers, so I don't really know why she got them. I think she was just born with them, and so that's why everyone thinks she's so special. That's why everyone thinks that she's a child of a god and are treating her differently. So like, there's a lot that they explain very vaguely, and so I kind of just tried to put the pieces together, but I put them together wrong. So just wanted to say that in case you have read this book and you were like, that was completely wrong. I realize that now. Yeah, there's like flashbacks and vague mentions of what happened, but there's never like a full explanation explanation. And it's like she got attacked by a Craven because they were killing her parents, but she didn't change into one, so she didn't get bitten. I'm confused. I'm confused. I don't mind it. Like, I don't have to know everything. It just has to, you know, the book has to be portrayed well and make me feel a certain way. And I feel like it's doing its job. There's just a few questions that I have that I'm still confused about. I'm like trying to put the pieces together, but they're still not full explanations. So that's interesting. The romance is romancing, but I definitely have a feeling that this romance is not going to be endgame. With a series this long has such an emphasis on romance, I feel like there can't just be one love interest. It has to pull a Sarah J Maas and whip out another random love interest in book 3 or book 2 or something. So I'm kind of not super into the I'm pretty into the romance, but in the back of my head I'm just like, I feel like this is an endgame. I'm still enjoying it though. And there were a few emotional moments that did get me emotional. There's like been action, and when the action has come, it's been really good, like really intense, really high stakes. Like I don't know what's gonna happen next, and so I really appreciate that. So I feel like this is definitely keeping me intrigued enough for me to keep reading the series. I'm not even done with the book yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to continue with the series anyway. The booktuber that inspired me to actually read this series was Emmy, what's her last name? Emmy Rossum? I don't know if that's how you pronounce her last name. Maybe it's Rossum or something. She's British, so she kind of inspired me to read all of the series because she read all the series and she liked it. And I feel like all the other booktubers that I've seen have stopped halfway through the series, and like none of them have finished it. I'm kind of inspired to read it all the way through, even if there are some books that I wasn't super into. And I'm kind of a fan of that idea. I'm kind of a fan of just sticking with it and seeing what it has to offer, even if there's a certain book that doesn't hit as well. Like, that's bound to happen. And I'm a dedicated enough reader that I'm not just going to stop reading altogether in the middle of a book. I love reading. I'm not gonna stop. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I'm still like 76% through. I just wanted to say that I'm aware that there are some things that I got wrong about the synopsis of the story, so I apologize. This main character, how do I say this nicely? She's not smart. Like, probably wouldn't know danger unless it smacked her in the face. Basically, if you read this book, I got to the part and it's like I literally saw it coming from like the first page. I don't know, like it was the easiest reveal to see coming that I have experienced in a while. It was so obvious that I feel like the reader was almost supposed to know about it. Like, I'm genuinely wondering if this author meant for us to know exactly what was going to happen, because I feel like all of the hint dropping and all of the whatever was very, very intentional and very obvious. Like, I was like, yeah, I get it. I completely understand. But the way that it was revealed and the way that this main character is so shocked about it, I'm just like, were we not supposed to know? Because like the hints were absolutely everywhere, and the fact that you didn't pick up on them, that makes me concerned for whatever is going to happen in the future. I feel like since this happened, I feel like I do remember people complaining about how stupid the main character is in this book. I'm like, I understand. I think I understand. Now, it was a bit painfully obvious, but like it's not really dampening my enjoyment of it. I feel like it's still like a solid like 3.5. I'm not hating it. I'm not disliking it. I definitely still like it enough that I want to continue the series. I don't know. It's just that's pretty funny to me. Just finished From Blood and Ash. Yeah, I'm probably gonna give it like a 3.5, 3.75. Like, I don't think it was quite a 4-star, but I still really liked it and I definitely want to continue with the series. It definitely was predictable. Like, I think that it followed enough of the basic tropes that I could kind of like guess what was gonna happen. But of course the details are always like pretty unknown. That kind of just comes along with the fantasy genre, I feel like, and that's kind of why I like it a lot more than anything set in our universe, because there's just so many things that you don't know about the world itself that we already know about our world. So like there isn't a whole lot to uncover there. But with fantasy worlds, there's like history, there's different people groups, there's like so many layers, and I feel like this is one of those worlds where there's just going to be so many layers and so much history, especially because I know that there is like a prequel series about this that I guess takes place in the past, and people really like that, like sometimes even more than the original like Blood and Ash series. And so I'm kind of curious for that, but I've been really enjoying that part about her writing and about this book, as I feel like there's just a lot of thought put into like the layers of everything. If you watched my last vlog, you saw me complaining about The Deadly Education by by Naomi Novik. That was kind of the problem that I had with hers, was it just felt so unthought out. Like, she just had an idea, a basic idea and vibe that she wanted to go for and went with it, and there were so many questions that I had about the world that it just felt like were not teased out at all. So I kind of appreciate going back into something that is fully fantasy and someone has completely built this world from the ground up and has history, has religions, has like a mythology and stuff like that. I just really like it. I like the vibe of this, and even if it is a little bit predictable, it's the kind of thing that I like. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be reading this more tomorrow. I'm gonna pick out a new book. I don't really know what I'm gonna pick out, if I'm just gonna continue the series or pick out something else. I'm kind of leaning towards like just continuing the series because that's easy and I don't have to like start a new one or anything, and I don't feel like reading the next book in the Deadly Education series because I kind of want to look and see what the general consensus is on how, if like it gets better or not, because if it doesn't get better I might just like not do it because I disliked the first book that much, which is so disappointing. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and catch some Z's.
This music is so loud. Everything's loud. Why do I always want to vlog in the loudest place? But I just got to this cafe called Drop Top Cafe, and here's my stuff. Look how beautiful. This is called a croffle. Like, it's a croissant but made into a waffle, and I've always wanted to try one since my Korean teacher told me that they existed. So I'm really happy about this, and then of course some bubble tea. But it is so humid out that my e-reader, the screen has started like, the condensation is actually crazy. I still want to be outside, but it's like so humid. It's like someone took a shower and there's steam on the screen. So that's interesting.
So today wasn't very eventful, but that's kind of what I wanted because I wasn't feeling very well to begin with. So I stayed in bed for a lot of the morning reading, and in the afternoon I went to that cafe, and then I came back here and read and watched some of a K-drama. I've been trying to get more into K-dramas because I think it helps a lot with learning Korean, but I've been so into books that I haven't really wanted to get back into it. But today I did. I stopped in the middle of a K-drama. I stopped in the middle of one called The Tale of the Nine-Tailed, and I never finished it. So I thought, I'll start here. I'll just finish this. And it definitely is like really helpful for learning the language. So I'm glad I'm doing it. It's just like I'm more into reading. So it feels like I'm taking time away from reading when I'm watching it. So that's the only thing. But if you think of it as like studying, then you feel less bad about it. And I have that excuse, luckily. So. And then I just came back from the convenience store and ate some convenience store food because, like I said, I'm not feeling very well and I don't really want to sit in a restaurant again. So that's what I did. And it's cheaper anyway. So I'm glad I have that option. So I want to read a little bit more of the book. I just started Kingdom of Flesh and Fire and I'm only like 20% through so far. I would like to read a little bit more today if the K-drama doesn't take up all my time. But that is what I've been reading this week, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I think this is going to be the end of it. I will start another vlog tomorrow, but this is going to be the end of this one, so make sure to stay tuned for the next video. This has been my second week in Korea, and it's already felt like so much longer than that. So I can't believe that I have 10 more. I have 10 more weeks in Korea, and that's kind of crazy. Luckily, there will be things to break it up, like my family's gonna come visit me, my sister's gonna come join me and spend 5 weeks here. Not all of it will be spent in the same exact rhythm, but it is a lot. Next week, hopefully, I will finish off this level of Korean that I'm in right now and start the next one, so that'll be exciting. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me go along in my week as a language student in Seoul, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, y'all!